Okay, this 75 Norton is named Beauty, and it was in the shop here for a while. We did some work on it, and I sent it out with the client last week. And even as we fired it up, and I let him have it because we'd had it for a while, it didn't sound 100%. I didn't like the idle. I didn't like the way it came off of idle. I adjusted the cables. I adjusted the pilots. I let him have it, but I was not 100%. It wasn't as good as it could be. Okay, so then we finished up Fred, and I fired up Fred, and all of a sudden, it goes whum dum 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 whum whum dum 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 dum. And I said, oh, Beauty should do this also. Beauty doesn't idle as good as Fred did. So I sent an email to the client saying, look, I'm not happy with it. If you bring it back, I will go through the carburetors again and check everything out and find out why is this bike not idling as good as Fred did. So he brought it back today, and he said, yeah, I've been playing with the carb adjustments. And I said, oh, no. And then he said, yeah, and I adjusted the timing. I said, oh, no. He said, I don't have a strobe light, but I adjusted it to a little white dot. I said, oh, no. And he's got it up around a 1400 RPM idle. And I go, okay. So I'm going to pull the carbs off of this thing, which is so much fun because this uses a stock airbox. I despise these stock airboxes, but he wants to keep it stock, so I got to fool around with these stock airboxes. And I'm going to take the carbs off. And once it cools down, I'm going to let the. He rode it over. I mean, it's a rideable bike, so it came here under its own power. So I'm going to let it cool down and take the carbs off. And he ran into an idiosyncrasy when he went to start it today. He had the kill switch on. Now the kill switch is here, kill to the left, kill to the right, run in the center. The problem is the way they wired it at the factory is with the kill switch off, it'll kill the ignition, but it won't kill the starter. So you can press the starter button and have the engine cranking over for an hour and it ain't gonna run. He ran into that and finally figured that out because he thought this was turn signals. And he realized what it was, put it to center and started it and rode it over. What I do is I change this wiring so that when this is off, either way, the starter won't spin. You can push this button all day long and the starter will not spin. Now that should give you a heads up that something's wrong in here, okay? So I'm gonna do that, that's no problem. Fred's red light on the dashboard goes out when I rev the engine. This one does not, so I'm gonna find out what's different about the assimilator on this bike and try to make that red light go out when the bike revs. And so those two things, and I'm going to start in the carburetors another time because we went through them at least once. I've ordered new needles and I'm going to take them all apart and just go through them with a fine-tooth comb and see if I can't get this bike to idle properly. So that's where we are. Right now it's too hot to go near. It just came in, and welcome back, Beauty. And see if I can't get this thing running right in the next few days. Okay, so here's its Beauty. Still too warm to work on. I put this underneath, and there's 1, 2, 3 already. And I had my hand up in every crack and crevice underneath this bike that a hot bike will allow me, and I can't find it. I don't see anything anywhere other than the drip points, and I have not traced it back to anything that I can make leak. I mean, everything's dry as a bone. The lines are dry. The lines coming out of the oil bottle are dry. The lines down here on this brand new filter that I installed are dry. There's nothing down there. I just don't see it anywhere. This is dry as a bone. Let's see, what's this right here? No, that's not oil. Well, maybe that is oil. Huh, interesting. That's a not adjustable. That's part of the detent, I think, on the transmission. Not much you can do with that. I'll find out if that's removable without things going sprawling. I'll put a seal on that. Look, this is a very clean motorcycle underneath. And I just... little bit of oil at the bottom of the timing case, but I just sealed this timing case. And they don't leak when I seal them. So, it's not where you find it, it's where did it come from. People bring bikes in here all the time and say, I've got a leak on the left side of the bike. Well, they park it on the side stand. And it can leak anywhere and come off the left side of the bike. I just don't know. Even this seal here on the tack drive is dry. Nothing up here on the head that I can see. Nothing from the rocker boxes that I can see. Nothing on the front of the bike so far that I can see so far. Or underneath. I mean, this is a dry motorcycle. Now, maybe the client cleaned it up really good before bringing it here. But I don't see anything leaking anywhere. Up here we have the tranny main shaft seal, but usually you see oil on the back of the primary, and I don't. And you could have oil coming out of the wires from the alternator, but I sealed those suckers 7 ways to Sunday when I installed that primary. Let's see, what is this up right here where that... What did I just say? Right there. That's on the inside of the motor mount, right there. And that is oil on my thumb bar. That's interesting, on the inside of the motor mount. Where could it be leaking to come out the inside of the motor mount? What's down there? Well, I will take a look down there again, where the wires come out. Huh. Oh my, oh my, oh me. I just don't see any gushers. Right now, my biggest suspect is the wires coming out of the alternator, which I sealed. So I have no problem going in there and doing them again. But I just don't see it. Definitely not from the primary. Let me get a clean cloth. Fold it over several times. And run it up under here. Even if it comes off the primary, that doesn't mean it's coming from the primary. Once again, left side of the bike. This is where you find the oil, not necessarily where it comes from. Let's see what we see. dirt, no real oil. I don't know what I don't know. Frame here is dry. I hate chasing oil leaks. I really, really do. Now, Nortons are notorious for breaking this bottom oil tank bolt, but I think I checked that when I had the bike in here. I think that bolt has been taken out, because you take it out and you leave it out. Get my finger up in here, and I can't feel the bolt head. So I think that bolt's out. But maybe I have to go under here. Okay, I'll check the bolt on the bottom of the tank. They are notorious for breaking the bottom of the tank and causing a leak. I'll pull the side cover off. I'll get in there with a flashlight and feelers and see if that might be the source. Other than that, I mean, seriously, guys, this is a very clean motorcycle. And what can I say? So mañana, probably, yeah, it's a little late in the day. Mañana, I will start by pulling these carbs off and seeing what I see. All right, that's it for the day.